Man just stole my woman from me. Who's in here? What's up? Matt, what's up? It was a good game, man. Man, I'll let you guys roll in. What's up, Munchkin Cat? What's up, bro? Keep grinding. Yeet vibes. I hear you. Matt, at least you guys beat the Panthers. That's something to be happy about. I thought Bridgewater. Listen, after Bridgewater threw that 40-yarder, I definitely thought that the Falcons was about to give up the draws again. I let a couple minutes pass to see who else trickle in. How'd you guys like as a Raider fan, I am sad. Who's the Raiders play last week? What's good, Gridiron? We killed the Pats. Who's the Pats play? Man, I'll be forgetting. State's going down. The Bucks. I told man, listen, we're gonna talk about if it was Brady or Belichick. I'm gonna talk about it. I got a video for it coming out soon. We're gonna talk about if it was Brady or Belichick because it's looking like it was Brady. It's expected though. You can't change. Like at least we can argue. I think I don't know if you guys pay attention to Sports Talk Barry. When I see him, I haven't seen him recently, but is he still peddling the system thing? Trevor has COVID. I don't think he's playing another down. That would be the move to stay in school. All right, we'll get started here in a second. I'm gonna just tweet this link out. All right, let's start with what we need to start with. How about them Lions? That was a really good game, man. I think Gase is easily worse because I mean they both like it's kind of tit for tat because they both don't take accountability. They don't take responsibility. But I mean you can kind of see how the like I last year I was on board. I think after the Chiefs game, um, the Lions played the Chiefs really tough last year, and without that on Johnson fumble and a couple of miscues, they would have pulled it out. And that's what I've been watching the incline and just how the team plays. But I think we found out earlier in this season that they're predictable, and you can't be predictable in the NFL. You gotta adjust. And I'm in a Lions group on Facebook, and somebody asked the question is like, why did the Lions come out really well, really, really good on fire? And then they kind of trickle off in the second and third quarters. And, that's coaching because, you come out, a coordinator probably script the first 20 plays, and then you got to make adjustments to see what the defense is giving you. And in the first four games, Bevel wasn't doing that. The defense wasn't doing that. You saw it a little bit. I think it was the Arizona game when they threw in the zone defense wrinkle, and they won that game. So I think that Patricia, like I still think he should be fired because 9-7 isn't good enough. But I think he's actually got this team ready, and this is what the Lions should look like. I don't care if it was a terrible Atlanta team or if it was they beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals just beat the Seahawks. So it's something where you don't gauge teams by that because on any given Sunday anything can happen. And you kind of see that this team is getting better, they're growing, and it makes you question what a preseason would have did for the Lions. And they started a whole new offensive line. They had to figure that rotation out. Then they got new weapons with DeAndre Swift, which he's becoming one of the big players that we need. And then Hawk is starting to develop. So, it's good to see what they're doing after the bye week, but a preseason would have probably helped this team a lot more. Browns went to the playoffs 5 or 6 seasons before Belichick went there for his 5-year tenure in Cleveland. He made the playoffs once with Nick Saban as defensive coordinators. Bills 5-13 before Brady. And yeah, I mean, and I don't think I don't like picking between the two because it's stupid. It's like Tom Brady as a system quarterback is dumb because he's the only person that's been in Belichick's system for that type of longevity. So you can't get a gauge of what it is. Tom Brady's, I think, is the greatest quarterback of all time, but Bill Belichick is also the greatest coach of all time. So, I mean, 1 + 1 = 2. So I don't think you can have one without the other. So just seeing how they're progressing now, though, I think Cam was playing well before COVID, and I don't want to make that an excuse, but I mean, I don't really know how he's feeling or what the recovery time is or what the effects may be. So, we'll see how the rest of the season plays out in New England. That's all you need to know. And coach after Bill won Super Bowl with Ravens. I think Belichick is good without Brady when Brady had a suspension. Yeah, those are good teams, though. Like, I think Bill Belichick is a mastermind. And when I say that, it's like if you look at some of the stuff he does, he reads the rule book and he finds loopholes and he tries to figure out ways to win. And a lot of people don't want to say it's cheating, but I mean, he's just smart. He finds a way to get ahead, and he finds the little things with the rule book where I think it was whatever Vrabel used when they took the false start and got to run more time off the clock. Like those are things that somebody who just reads the rule book, like I would never know what to do in those situations just because I haven't been accustomed to being an NFL coach. So he's trying to find new ways to be ahead of the competition, which, that's part of his genius. I think Belichick, okay. Unlin is changing the defense a lot, though. But yeah, Bevel is. I think he's calling better games. I think they come out and they make Stafford throw intermediate routes, deep routes. They don't get him any easy throws to start the game. And, you need easy throws to get in the rhythm. So I think Bevel, I don't want to say he's becoming a question mark. I think he already was. But I think he's calling way better games. They stuck with the run a lot in Atlanta, which I didn't like at first. But it's like you don't want to put that much stress on Stafford, which is what he's been accustomed to his entire time in Detroit. So he's leading the team well, and I think they're sticking with the run a lot more. And with AP and Swift, and you kind of feel bad for Kerryon, but he had the opportunity and he got hurt, and he's finding his way. So as long as he's a team player and he's still in the game, I think that's pretty good. There's a before Brady. So at this point, you can't say we're talking about TB12 stuff. He's assembling the Avengers. I can't believe I knew AB was going to go there, and they tried to downplay it this summer, but I think Brady fell in love with him after that one game in that offseason they spent together. And I think if AB is AB from a couple of years ago and there's no time off, I think they're going to be dangerous. I don't think they're going to win it. I think something's going to happen where they fall short in the playoffs, but man, they're looking good. And it's just like everybody wanted to say Brady's done. I think it was after game 2 or whatever game it was they lost. In Seattle or New Orleans. I think it was the New Orleans game. Brady's done. And it's like, come on, man, we do this every year. Stop trying to count them out. They went 9-7 with Brian Hoyer. 9-7 was a year for I'm just happy we got rid of Snacks. Yeah, man, I think the locker room culture, I think Patricia changed that a lot, and I think a lot of the guys there want to be there and want to win. So I think that's part of the New England thing. They find guys with good character, which I never thought was something that needed to be. I played with a whole bunch of guys with bad character. I was a guy with bad character sometimes. So, getting rid of the majority of that defense from last year, and the years prior, it's not a bad thing. I think the guys that they got there, like we were really upset about the Quandre Diggs trade because he was a staple of that Caldwell defense. But I think Deron Harmon, if you look at his stats, I think he's panning out way better than what Diggs was doing or what Diggs is doing in Seattle. So, I think that's something that Bob Quinn can mark as a win. And, these guys are talking about getting Gilmore. And, that will be somebody just DM me on Instagram. It was like, that will probably be one of the biggest trades in Detroit Lions history, which probably going to do a video on that now. But, that would be something that would change this defense dramatically because you don't have to rely on Okudah playing as much and he can develop under a former defensive player of the year. You want to have guys that you can hand it off to. And he also cheats. Come on. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the thing. It's like he cheats. They try. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And, you try to operate with integrity, but everybody's trying to gain an advantage because their job's on the line. But yeah, I was saying like with the Gilmore stuff, like, but I think Tavai is probably one of the worst picks from the Quinn era, but I think they're doing a great job of finding guys that want to fit and guys that fit in this team. And, I'm really tough on them for some reason, but you see the potential with this Lions team to actually play in the playoff. Like, I think this is a playoff team if they finish games, and that's the only thing that they've been missing in this Patricia tenure because they will come out on fire, and then it's just something in the second, third, and fourth quarter where they just don't finish. So you got to wonder what they said to them in the bye week because, I think that if they would have lost that Jaguars game, Patricia and them would have been out of there. And I still think that they're going to finish the season now because they got back to 500 unless they lose like 5 straight or something. But I think that Jaguars game kind of solidified him finishing the season because they won and they won convincingly. What do you think the final score of the Chiefs game? I think the Chiefs-Jets game is going to be, I want to say 42. It's going to be a 40-something. 49-42 to probably 7-3. I think Le'Veon is going to try to go crazy on them. What do you think of Derek Carr? I haven't watched too much Derek Carr. Like I remember I think it was his sophomore or rookie year, and they were talking about how good he was. But I think that thumb injury, he's been on a decline since then. To me, from what I've seen, so I haven't really looked into or watched Derek Carr play like that. Colts have the second best defense. Yeah, I think our offense is pretty good, man. Despite the numbers, it's something that I think Stafford always plays Phillip Rivers tough from what I remember. So hopefully the offense shows up and the defense shows up too. I keep missing out on take a guess. We'll get you Fridays at 4:30. I think I'm going to solidify. I'm actually, if you guys could vote, I'm trying to follow the chat, but if you guys could vote down below, I'm going to try to do these streams before take a guess. So that would be at 7 o'clock or maybe I'll go like 6 o'clock. Vote for what time you guys want Fan Friday to be. I'm going to start doing some more producing stuff, but I'm going to try to keep a live stream going too because I enjoy talking with you guys. Imagine if Prime Barry Sanders and Prime Megatron. Man, listen, man. The only thing that Stafford's been missing is a running game. I don't think Barry would have lasted. What was that? That would have been 20 seasons, 2006. We probably wouldn't have got Stafford if Barry kept playing. So Diggs was crying about being in the box and was happy to see him go. Yeah, I wasn't really like broken up about it. What do you think about the Steelers? Man, I hate the Steelers just because of my experiences living in Pittsburgh. The fans are crazy and they're annoying, but that's a good team. And Ben, I think Ben, they've been doing the Ben's gonna retire rumors for a while, but the Steelers have always been good except for that like lull period in the 80s. But that's a team like they found some players. Who's the receiver? Chase Claypool. He's really good. I think they're gonna be. It's hard to bet against the Chiefs in the AFC for me because Patrick Mahomes is just otherworldly. But I think the Steelers have exactly. I think outside of the Chiefs, I think the Steelers will probably be in the AFC Championship. I don't see anybody even remote. Is the AFC even? Who am I think? Like, I can't think of any team outside of Kansas City in the AFC. Atlanta fans are on suicide watch. What's up, Andrew? How about them Bills? Yeah, the Bills are playing tough too. I can't believe Josh Allen is playing this well. I had a bunch of or a friend that's a Bills fan. I haven't heard about Josh Allen yet, but I'm surprised that he's playing this well. Derek Carr has been on fire. I'm gonna check him out. I don't really watch Raiders games that much. Quinn drafted. I can't. Yeah, the Tease Tabor draft. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Is he even in the NFL still? How you doing? I'm doing well. BKBGB. I'm not going. I don't know what that means. Did you ever like Jason Biondo? I did not like him. He was cool. Mike is my homeboy. Me and Justin are cool, and that's it. Like, I mean, me and Jason just didn't interact. I like to stream before. Oh man, I need that. I like to stream before I did because then I see your stream and remember. All right, so I'm thinking I'm gonna switch the stream, put the stream before before take a guess. So we're probably talking. We'll go depending on what I have, 3:30 to 4:30 or 3 to 4:30. The Packers are overrated. I don't think any team with Aaron Rodgers is ever overrated because that man, if it wasn't for Mahomes, I think he would still be the best in the NFL. But I think he got a little too full of himself after that couch interview. So they got humble. But as a Dolphins fan, I'm so hyped for Sunday. I wanted Tua for years. I didn't see his play in the last game. How about that Fitzpatrick benching? Did we talk about that last time? That was interesting. Who is Rum Boys? I'm excited to see Tua play too, though. Especially after the National League Finals. Do you think Adam Gase is the biggest fraud of a head coach ever? Yes. Man, I think a lot of those coaches, like, it's just reputation stuff. Like, I don't think Patricia's a great coach. I just think he just copy and pasted what Belichick does, and that's what he does. And if you have the players that fit, then you win. It's not like I don't think that coaching is rocket science. Like, you just have to find the perfect scheme for the guys that you have. So I think there are a lot of terrible coaches out there, and it's probably a majority in the NFL. Thanks for stopping, Kevin. Thanks for stopping by, Kevin. If you see this later, what do you think about getting Everson Griffin? The more bodies that can rush the pass, the better. I think he's gonna be hungry. I think he's ready to go. I think that's gonna bolster that front four. Man, that front four, they're playing a lot better. And you see Trey Flowers making big plays, and that's good. But I think the more bodies, the better. And Everson Griffin is. I think he has a mindset that he was playing in Minnesota and they weren't winning. So was it Minnesota? Whatever. He was playing and they weren't winning. But they're ready. I think he's ready. I think that line's getting better. Okwara's playing well. Flowers is playing well. Like, it's really hard to be mad at the last two games because they played well. Fitzpatrick should go to Dallas. I think they're going to try to snag him with something. Let me see. Cowboys locker room chemistry is a dumpster fire. Everything in it. I think it all started with them not paying Dak. And then, losing him, it's tough. But you think Dalton would have did something, but lost him too. So I think that season is pretty much over, no matter what happens. Do we think we should go after the middle linebacker from Alabama, or does somebody else stand out? Who you talking about? Royalty? Unpopular opinion. Zach Taylor is the worst coach. Bengals have Panthers talent and have a record near Cleveland. Hugh Jackson. They also got a rookie quarterback too. So I mean that's hard. I think it's like O'Brien was definitely the worst coach. Gase is up there, but those guys and that like Gase, O'Brien, Patricia, definitely this year. I think Zach Taylor kind of has an excuse because I mean Joe Burrow's playing, but he's still a rookie. Everything King, appreciate you. How do you think Joe Burrow? I think as for a rookie, I think he's doing really well. The Lions should be 5-1 right now. What's up, Craig? Where are we at? You have a score prediction for Sunday in the season record. I don't have a score prediction for. I don't know who this team is yet because the Jacksonville game they dominated a terrible team, which they should have, and then they just squozed by the Falcons, which is another terrible team. So I don't know who this team is. I think it's gonna be, if I had to throw a number out there, I'm thinking the offense is kind of clicking. Defense is kind of playing, but they're playing a tough D. I'm going to say 24-17 Detroit or 24-21 Detroit. Squeak out another one. Unlin is changing things up. The Lions actually have run a front 4-man front the last few games more than Patricia ever wants. And that's the thing, man. It's like I think they're finding who they are because what they were doing wasn't working. So I don't know what team this is. The Eagles lose to cool. What did Michael Irvin call him? Gucci Danucci. I'm scared because I keep seeing rumors that the Packers are going to trade for a second receiver like Fuller. It's the Packers not having a go-to receiver other than Adams has hurt them. Yeah, it's still Aaron Rodgers though, man. Like it's hard to count. If he's on the field, I'm taking him, no matter what bums they have out of receiver. Have you noticed that there's a new breed of head coach in the NFL? The attractive coach, the Sean McVays, and the Matt LaFleur's and the. I think that's not the attractive coach. It's younger coaches. Like the NFL, from when I was growing up, every head coach was like 50. Like old as hell, like Marty Schottenheimer, those guys. And I think the coaching position, the coaching position has started to get younger over the last decade or last couple of years. But the last decade, you're still talking about old guys who have worked their way up. Like there needs to be a youth movement at coach because we're getting the same football that we've always gotten. And it's not innovating. It's just the same stuff. And I have a lot of thoughts on that. I think I'm going to do a video on that and just what coaching and how I think Urinating Tree says it a lot, that it's incestuous. Like people borrow from other people and the NFL is just a copycat league. Everybody does the same thing. So it'll be, I really want to talk about that and explore that. So that's a good point though. The attractive coach is more so, I think, just the younger coach. That's a really good point, Matthew. I think we're talking playoffs easily, Craig. I think we can catch the Bears. Hopefully, I think they need to skid. And the NFC East is trash. They're only going to get one spot. NFC South, we just got to beat. We got to beat the Panthers, and we got to beat the Bucks, which I think the Bucks are beatable. And then the NFC West. We got to go out there and win. That's pretty much it. I know we play somebody else in the West, don't we? I don't remember the schedule, but yeah, like I think it's really manageable, and they added that other playoff spot, so I think we'll be good. Um, and Mendola needs to go. They're not targeting him at all, which is weird. And he feels slower, and like he gets those big plays. Like I don't think he needs to go. Somebody else said this, that our secondary gets, or our receivers get no separation and they're pretty slow, which is true. We don't have a game breaker. Marvin Hall was that last year, but like we need somebody who can stretch the field vertically and give us a deep threat. Galladay is our deep threat, and he's a jump ball guy. LeBron is whack. I'm over the LeBron hate. I used to be a big LeBron hater. Like before he won, I think it was the second championship is when I started saying, okay, this guy got it. And then when he beat the Warriors, it was like, oh yeah, that's it. So I don't think LeBron's whack, but he's not on the pedestal like for me that he is for everybody else. Why do the Lions and Cards face each other every year? I have no idea. I think the Gilmore. What was that? Osman Berry. I think Gilmore. If the price is right, if we have to send like a second or third rounder, yeah. But I think this team is who they are. I don't think we're going to get anything out of Trufant. If Justin Coleman comes back and plays, I think that'll be good. And I don't really see anywhere where we need improvement. I like from last year to the start of this season, I thought this roster was really, really good. And we got hurt in secondary, and that's it. Like I think a Gilmore trade would probably help them immensely because you got a guy that can fit seamlessly in this defense. And if you scheme it, he can take away the best receiver. I think being a year removed from your defensive player of the year season isn't going to be a major drop off. You're going to see some change, but I'm really excited to see if they do get him, because that will be a game changer, because you're talking about a guy that can shut down half the field. I remember I did the defensive player of the year video last year, and just looking at some of his stats, I think he was allowing 20% in man coverage as a catch. That's outrageous, man. I played a whole lot of man. I ain't never been that close. But that's something that's stupendous, and that would change this defense immensely. If you have a secondary that can lock down, then you don't need a great pass rusher, because a good pass rush is going to get you home for a cornerback that can take away a whole side of the field. You can scheme up the other side, and then that's it. So seeing him in Honolulu Blue would probably make my day. Let me see. So is Pete Carroll that old school head coach since he's like 63? I think so. Yeah, he's got like a young. I think somebody said it in here. He acts like he's 20. He's got like a young guy brain. He doesn't have the attitude that those coaches had, like Schottenheimer. Like the coaches in the 90s were like mean as hell. Like they would yell and degrade you and talk bad about you. Like coaching has changed dramatically. I think people are saying this society is soft. It's not. You get more out of people when you find the best way to communicate with them. So I think guys now are more aware of how to talk to people, and society changes. It's a lot of things that people don't accept just because it's not how things work. Things are supposed to get better. Things aren't supposed to stay the same. Mm-hmm. AFC North or NFC West, which division is harder to play in? I think consistently it's the AFC North, because no, it's the NFC West for the at least the last 10 years. Like in an older day, I would say AFC North, but NFC West, because the Seahawks have been good with Russell Wilson the entire time. The Niners have been they fluctuated. The Cardinals, they kind of fluctuated, and the Rams, they went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. So you got 4 average to above average teams out there, or 3 above or average to above average teams, and 1 team that's just stupendous. Amendola is solid. Quit playing. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he gets big play. He's not getting the usage that he used to get in New England and last season, but he still made some of our biggest plays this year. You know what's really funny? The game in Atlanta when Hockenson didn't get out of bounds. I don't know why I just thought about that randomly with Amendola, but it's got, like, I think Amendola, he made a big play on that drive that put us in position to throw that Qwality pass, which was a pass interference. I'm really mad that they didn't call it. If they would have lost, I would have posted that NFL absolutely hates the Detroit Lions video. That was a pass interference, which would have saved them 8 seconds. And there were a couple of calls, like I think the pass he caught on the sidelines, Qwality, early in the drive, that looked like a catch to me. So, I think Amendola is solid. I still think they need another receiver too. Like, somebody has to come out there with some speed. I hope they don't move Marvin Jones, but I think it's likely they do, since they sent Golden Tate out of here at the trade deadline a couple of years ago. Danny keeps trying to lose games. Either he won't run out of bounds, or like Atlanta, he just takes his helmet. Yeah, that was a dumb move. And, Stafford with the wherewithal to tell him, put your helmet on. It's just like stupid penalties like that. And just that could have cost us the game. Because when Prater missed that field goal, I was on edge. Lions going 9-7. 9-7 gets Patricia fired. They got to win. If they don't win a playoff game, I think they're gone. Do the Dallas Cowboys need to sell everything and rebuild, or is it simple coaching? It's a coaching thing, because McCarthy is trash to me, and it's got to be a coaching thing, because I think they were in prime position. It was just they went from Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy, and that's not really enough. It's a lateral move. What's up, Mr. Beast? Please don't ban me, but hand the ball off to Beast Mode. I don't hate it like that, where I would ban you. I'm gonna talk about that eventually in the future. What's up, Detroit Lions talk with Micro Mike? One Pride. What's up, Micro Mike? What should we do with Stafford? Nothing. Let him do what he wants to do. I think the Stafford hate is funny to me, because I used to hate Stafford too. And I think when he lost Megatron, I didn't expect much, but I expected enough. I always thought he was a good quarterback. I thought he was kind of careless with the ball, which you kind of live with, because he makes bad decisions a lot. And I think what game was that? The Saints game, where he threw off his back foot to Hockenson and it got intercepted. Like, he does that quite often, and you got to learn to live with the good and the bad, because you'll get that in the Saints game, and then you'll get a comeback drive in the Falcons game. So, he's a poor man's Brett Favre, or whatever gunslinger you want to call him. He be throwing the ball in some windows. Like, if you look at a lot of his throws, the window is tight. I think last year he led the league in passes thrown in a tight window, or he was top 5 or something like that, I remember. But man, he's a accurate quarterback, and he's the best quarterback the Lions have ever had by far. I used to rank him top 10. If the Lions would win, or he would go somewhere else, people would rank him top 10 easily. Like, it wouldn't even be debatable. But I just think because he's on this team and we don't win, he doesn't get the respect he deserves. Who I got in the Super Bowl? Who I got, or who you got? I got the Chiefs, and I'm going with the Lions. I still think the Lions are going, man. And it may be delusions of grandeur if you guys seen the video, but it is what it is. I'm gonna take it. Do you think the Bucs are making the Super Bowl? I don't think the Bucs. I think those super teams never live up to their full potential. I think with Brady there, they have a chance, and I don't want to doubt Tom Brady, but I just don't think they do it. What are your thoughts on AJ Hinch here? It's time to cheat, baby. I don't know. I think he's obviously going to learn a lesson. And I think Detroit, they showed a lot of promises in this shortened season. So, I'm interested to see what they do. they wasted a pick with Hawkinson. I don't think so. I think TJ Hawkinson is going to be a good tight end in this league for a really long time. He drops a lot of balls, and if he gets that under control, he'll be good. When he didn't get out of bounds, man, I always felt like the Lions drafting Hawkinson was just the Lions trying to become the Patriots. And yeah, that's exactly what it is. If Golden Tate gets released by the Giants, I don't think him and Patricia see eye to eye. So I would doubt that happen. If we lose to the Colts, do you see us going to the playoffs? Yes, still. I still think we play the Vikings twice. We still got it. It really matters November, December, because typically, historically, the Lions don't play well in November. They really don't play well in December. So I think a Colts loss would kind of throw off the chemistry of this team. But I think where they're headed, it's really good. Lions must make the playoffs and win. Yes. Stafford's windows are tight. Yes. Dream coaching hire if Detroit fires Patricia. Man. I couldn't even tell you right now. Dream coaching hire would be Belichick if he just left and just took this team over. But right now, everybody wants Bieniemy. I wouldn't even know who to think about. Bieniemy is probably the only one, but yeah. That moment you realize that Tim Tebow has more playoffs wins than Matt Stafford. I can't believe that touchdown throw was probably, I don't know, the funniest thing ever. I think I was in Pittsburgh at the time too, so I got to make fun of the Steelers fans. So I love that touchdown because that's the one thing that he has on his career that like nobody can say anything about. Baker still has more commercials than wins. Look, he came back on fire after he started on 5, but I was ready to get him out the paint. Baker Mayfield, I don't think he's gonna fail, but I think he's gonna settle into mediocrity pretty soon because he's so inconsistent. That Kirk Cousins contract is looking horrible. If Rodgers stays healthy, Packers win Super Bowl. I think they need something more. I think Baker will be better without OBJ. We'll see. Let's shift gears a little bit. What do you guys? I know we said probably starting doing this. There we go, Alpha Wolf. How have you been lately? I've been great, man. I get energy from talking to you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming here. I spend a good part of my time filming and recording stuff. I'm in film school and doing a whole bunch of stuff. But I look forward to Fridays. This is like, what am I going to come up with and what am I going to talk about with you guys this week and see how you guys are. Everybody check in. How are you guys doing? What's something good that happened to you this week? That playoff win was a fluke because they got blown out. Who are you talking about, Matthew? What are your plans for the future of the channel? That's a good question. So I did when I was on TPS, I went over to the main eventer and I had a lot of fun doing that. And I'm really big into wrestling. If you guys couldn't tell, I got a couple of interviews with Ronda Rousey on the channel. I interviewed Luke Harper a couple years ago, or not Luke Harper, Brody Lee a couple years ago. And I do wrestling videos, so I'm going to start doing those again in November. I'm going to do an election special. I like sketch comedy, so if you guys get a chance to check out some of my sketches, I like doing that stuff. So Tuesday, I'm going to try to do an election special. If you guys are Trump supporters or whatever, that's fine. If you like laughing, that's fine. But I don't really buy too much. I mean, like, I'm not going to say I don't buy too much into politics because this stuff is crazy. But believe what you believe, but just don't hurt people. And it's hard to say that without supporting who's in the White House. But, that's me standing on a soapbox. But I'm gonna do sketches. I'm bringing sketches in January, Qwality TV. I'll probably do that. And then I'm gonna try to do some more interactive stuff with you guys. I don't want to just make everything game show, but I really like Take a Guess. It's so like I'm gonna show you guys a video of me watching you guys play. I just vote Democrat just because it's what I've always voted. I'll probably stop after this election because everything needs to change. I think we all. The thing that I do is I think about community. I want to build a community with you guys. I want you guys to, come here and feel like you belong, and you feel like, you have a sense of camaraderie and friendship. I've always been a part of teams, and I've been looking for a team to be a part of. And, um, you guys feel like a team to me. And, I enjoy talking with you. I enjoy knowing how you guys are and interacting. Um, yeah, I don't care about political chats on the sports channel. It's my channel. It's quality TV. It's TV. It's not just sports. I do a lot of sports stuff. And if you don't want to hear the political stuff, that's fine. But, I'm not just a sports guy. It's not just, play football or watch the Lions. I have opinions on other things. You don't have to listen. Everybody just wants to be heard. And I like talking about funny stuff. I like talking about life. It is what it is. But for the future of the channel, I'm going to try to start doing more stuff, wrestling related, and interviews too. I want to interview and collaborate with some of your guys, your favorite streamers. My nose itching like hell. Drop when you guys get a chance. We'll talk about some of your favorite streamers. If you didn't check out 5 Points Vids, we did the Fan Institute. I got the collab with Flimlo and KTO. It was pretty funny. TPS Black, yeah. Man, help me. Like before I did oh man. Are we reconnecting? All right. I'm probably gonna end this soon because my internet acting up. We reconnecting and stuff. But I try not to talk about them. I try not to talk about them too much just because they're doing their thing, which is terrible from what I'm hearing. But if you guys still frequent there, that's fine too. Whatever. Political, yeah, funk. No, yeah, I wasn't trying to get with you or anything. I was just saying I don't really care. This is my channel. You guys come here to hang out or watch whatever you want to watch. TPS blocked you, yeah. Kirk Cousins is white. Kirk Cousins is horrible. Can you do a macho? Oh yeah, dig it, brother. I got the cape and I got the glasses. You probably were on the main event or whatever, but I got his robe, his walkout robe, and the glasses. I'm probably gonna do some more funny stuff with that. What college team do you like? I'm a Wolverines fan. I'm from I wanted to go to the University of Michigan and play, but I stopped growing in high school. So all their videos are the same, but done in 30 different. That's a perfect description. Thoughts on Tua's debut on Sunday? I think that the future is bright. And if they're making that move, I think he's ready. So it's going to be a struggle, but Peyton Manning struggled in his first season. So get ready for it. Would you take Brian Dawkins or Cam Chancellor? I like Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins, man, like it's hard to pick. I'm more Palomalu, Ed Reed, and I go Palomalu. Like I think people are winning me over on the Ed Reed argument. It's just because I think free safety is easier to play than strong safety because you're playing center field most of the time. So, like, I would take B Dawk. His energy do it for me. Damon, I'm gonna. You gotta send me a video of you doing a Macho Man impression, Damon. The only TPS guys I watch is you. Yeah. Apparently, I didn't know that there were like other TPS guys at certain points. There's a guy who does Raptors content now. I can't remember his name, but he was a TPS guy. And then there's like a tall dude that I saw doing Man versus Madden last year after Mike. How many TPS guys were there outside of me, Mike, and Justin? Bro, walk out to the Macho Man music while in his gear. Don't forget the point. I got you. I'm gonna do that one. It's been almost 2 decades since we've had a real quarterback. I think we deserve something. Yes. Going from Marino to the trash that you've gone through is horrible. It's prime time. To me, I'm gonna do a video on this one too. The best corner of all time is Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is who I grew up watching. Deion Sanders is who I tried to be. And then I realized I wasn't fast. or as fast as Deion Sanders. So I had to learn how to tackle. So I always wanted to be Deion Sanders, but I end up being Bob Sanders or somebody like that. But I think Revis is probably, I would say, 3, if not 2. I like Champ Bailey. I think Rod Woodson is actually up there too, but I think Revis is probably 3, if not 2. I would put Champ at 2 also. I'm gonna have to look at that. I think that's a good question as well. Where would Revis fall on the top 10 for me? I think either 2 or 3. Charles Woodson also. I would. I think Woodson is more versatile, but I think Revis is definitely probably prime without the speed. How much you want to bet Joe Judge is going to call the worst coach ever with the worst defense ever? Matt, you're really negative, man. You be ready to go off on people. The guy who has a deep voice. I don't know. Justin, I mean. Oh, yeah, Justin. Everyone. I've asked Mike and Justin to collab a couple of times. Mike's he just check out Mike's film Centurions. It's 100.film. He's south of the border right now, I think. I don't know if he wants to be bothered, but he's enjoying his life and living it up. So I've tried to collaborate a couple of times with him, and I just don't think it's the right time or don't really have much to say. But one day I'll try to get Mike on the channel. One day I'll try to get Justin on the channel, just so we can talk about I think we did a really good thing. And, the proof is kind of in the pudding because you guys keep coming here. You guys, TPS hit 1 million subscribers, and they didn't ask me to be a part of the video. But, we did a really good thing, and it was fun, and I learned a lot, and there was a lot of growth. So, I'm excited that I get to finally live out what I did over there on my channel because I appreciate seeing you guys and, talking to you guys. And I can't say that enough. Like, for some reason, I feel like I don't deserve this or all the work and success that TPS has, I never got to kind of see that. So, I think we did a really great thing, and I appreciate working with them and having the fun that we did. I don't collect sports cards. I did. I'll take Champ Bailey and Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson, the first Charles Woodson game I remember is that interception at Michigan State where he did the one-hand catch and he fell out of bounds, and I was like, oh my God, this man is great. And I think watching him, I think I was around in high school, and that's when I really got into like, yeah, I can be a Michigan Wolverine. I played against there was a guy, Farmington Hills Harrison, Charles Stewart, who was kind of like him, but not as good. Marcus Woods is probably the best player I played against in high school. I met him in the hole once and got ran smooth over. I was like 15 years old, 16 years old playing varsity. Shouldn't have been doing that. Deion Sanders, Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, and Darrelle Revis. That's a secondary right there. No fly zone. Steven Jackson needs more recognition for being as great as he was. Yes, Steven Jackson Steven Jackson, Priest Holmes, and Larry Johnson are probably 3 of the greatest or the most underrated backs of the early 2000s. Like, those were some good running backs. They don't make them like that anymore. What do you think the Lions' record will be at the end of the season? I think they're going to drop probably. I forgot my prediction in the summer. I'm thinking 10-6. I'm hoping 10-6. No, nothing less than 9-7. I think that the next couple of games are really winnable from what I remember, but it's just that November, December thing. I get really worried. Like they start playing like crap in December, so you gotta see how this team finishes. You need to make merch of the throwing the football at the 1 yard line. That's a good idea. I might do that. You, Mike, and Justin, Total Bro Sports. I think there's a Total Bro Sports out there already. Like, seriously, I think it's a handle. After you and Mike left, I stopped watching. And that's the thing, man. I think I think Mike left because of creative differences. I left, so I just watched the video. I did a commercial for MGM Grand last year. It was they were opening up sports betting, and I asked if I could do the commercial, and then he just fired me. And I just saw the commercial again, and I definitely don't regret doing it just because, I got a good experience out of it. And I could say I did a commercial. Yeah, that was crazy, Andrew. I felt horrible. I might release the entire video just to just talk badly about him some more, but you already know I'm gonna send you Twitter stuff, do the beating. Oh yeah, let's get it, Matt. Reading it. Steve Atwater was really good. I think best set Ronnie Lott, Atwater, Lynch, Reed, Dawkins, Palomalu. Who am I missing? I know it's somebody. Safety. I wish I played safety more than corner. I don't know. No, I like corner. Safety, my shoulder is hurting. I got too much CTE from that. Who do you think will be rookie of the year? I think it's either Edwards-Helaire or Swift. Darrell Green, yeah. Funk must be old. Did Justin leave TPS? He didn't leave. I think he's working. Justin has like a voiceover career, so I think he's working more, but I think he said he kind of took a step back. Terrence Williams. What about Terrence Williams? I can't say that. I can't say your screen name. I'm not trying to get demonetized. I was still pissed we didn't fire Dan Quinn, but that helped. Appreciate you, God is love. Barry Sanders was the greatest running back of all time. You are correct. When I played, I was a strong safety. Where did you play, Matthew? High school? Top 10 quarterbacks of all time. Brady, number 1. Montana, Manning, Rodgers, Breeze. This is now out of order. I think that's my 5. I would go Marino. Marino's probably in front of Breeze. Favre. What is that, 7? Brady, Montana, Rodgers, Marino, Breeze, Favre. Man, that's hard. I don't think Aikman's top 10. I gotta figure out the final 4. Charlie Batch is barely No, I like Charlie Batch when they replaced Scott Mitchell, and that was just because they replaced Scott Mitchell. Ryan, I'm gonna credit you on that video, but I'm gonna do a top 10 quarterback video pretty soon. You play high school and at US. You played at USC? Which USC? Calvin Johnson is probably 5. Marino, yeah, I put Marino before Breeze. My favorite era is the Attitude Era. I missed the Ruthless Aggression era. I was in college and I had to do study table, so they wouldn't let me watch it. Nathan Peterman, no Nathan Peterman mentions over here. And I also I want to let you guys know I'm on Twitch. I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch. So if you guys I'll type in my screen name, but it's Qwality TV. So make sure you guys follow me on Twitch. I'm gonna try to do Quan versus Madden. I'm going to I'm gonna see if I can play one of you guys. And if you beat me, I'll send you something. But it's Qwality TV on Twitch, Qwality TV on PSN. I'm gonna try to see if I can get you guys, on the channel to play against you guys, and see, because I used to be really good at Madden, and I suck now. I've been trying to get better. I play Madden, I play the show, and play cut like Red Dead Redemption, stuff like that. But add me on Twitch, add me on PSN. But yeah, where was I at with that? Unitas is on there. Nathan Peterman, Matt Schultz, okay. You guys doing a little trash talking there. Aikman was on the most loaded offense possibly. Yes, but he was still decent. I don't think he might round out to 10, but I think there may be a few, and it's probably just because of longevity. Like you got to think about. There's a series that I'm gonna do pretty soon about those fringe guys, and it's like, is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer. And you got to look at his entire body of work and look at the guys that they already have in the Hall of Fame and see. It's like, I think the NFL Hall of Fame is the only Hall of Fame that really matters. Major League Baseball too, but more so the NFL because it's taken seriously. Like the Basketball Hall of Fame isn't really serious to me. But I think Aikman is good. I think he's kind of overrated just because of the 90s. I think Steve Young's probably on that list too somewhere. Maybe 10. University of Southern. Oh, you went to Southern Cal? All right. I got to figure out who that is. Who are you, Matthew? From Caden. When will the Lions trade Stafford? Never. They definitely can't trade him this year. I think he wants to stay here. You know, a lot of people commented that on the Stafford trade video I did last year, but I think they're gonna have a succession plan in place. If they start winning, they're probably gonna look for the quarterback of the future in the next 2 years. If they start losing, I think they're gonna ship him out of town when his contract ends, which is unfortunate. But I think he deserves to go to a winner if we don't win here, which is coming up pretty soon. Top 5 receivers: Jerry Rice. This is in order: Jerry Rice, Moss, T.O., Fitzgerald, Megatron. The modern era is whack. I like the modern era. I like the reality era. You get a lot more. You get better wrestling. The promos suck. I'm a big promo guy. That's where I learned to talk trash. So I like all the promos and everything. And I'm a Daniel Bryan fan. So, you know, I love the modern era. What was your reaction to the touchdown against the Falcons? Oh man, I didn't get too excited because I think I was just waiting for Prater to miss the field goal because I thought Lions gonna Lion. So like after he kicked the field goal, I just did a couple of fist pumps and I just walked around. Like I walked around and walked like I was like, let's go. So I was geeked. I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Ask a couple more questions. I think Aikman is one of the most overrated Hall of Famers. Yeah. Ravens or Steelers? I picked the Ravens. PSN is Qwality TV. As a Cowboys fan, I want the Lions to win out since we suck. I respect it. Elway is definitely on the list. Yes. Warren Moon. So who did I say? Was it Ryan? Yeah, Ryan. I'm gonna do that list. I'll give you credit. Make sure you type that, tweet me or something and remind me. Pay Kenny ASAP. If he gets hurt, he's gonna leave because he's not gonna forgive them for not paying him. So they better pay him and hope he doesn't get hurt before they pay him. Warren Moon is absolute beast. Yes. David Blau is quarterback of the future. I didn't hate David Blau last year. He wasn't. It was just a young thing, I think, for me with him. The Thanksgiving game is probably one of the only games that I watched after Stafford got hurt. And I was watching it while driving. He played a pretty good game that game. I'm dangerous. Don't text and drive. Don't listen. Do as I say, not as I do. Is Kenny Golladay mega underrated? I think he's top 10 easily right now. And he's proven it in the last couple of games. In your opinion, what's worse, throwing a first play INT or throwing a pick six on the opposing one? Michael Irvin was a beast. Yes. What do you mean Ben DiNucci will win for the Cowboys? People respect Kenny around. I think around the league they respect him. I don't think fans respect him yet. So Steelers Matthew, what's up? Should the Lions sign Tracy Walker? Resign? I think he's playing well. Him and Harmon are playing really well together. Can we delete the NFC leagues from the NFL and make it a minor league? Those teams suck right now. And it's like, whatever. Stone Cold or The Rock or DX or the NWO? The Rock, easily. By light years. I would actually argue that The Rock is the better entertainer. Well, it's easy. That's an easy argument. There's something that I said. The Rock was a better Stone Cold was a product of storyline, but The Rock was a better character. He was better entertaining. He was more entertaining. He could turn heel. I think Stone Cold was just so over that, like, once he got as over as he got, there was just no turning back. I love Ric Flair promos. You know, it's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio. Yes, I think. Listen, man, I think The Rock was overall the better character, and he just didn't have the same backing as Stone Cold. I don't think we've seen enough on Devontae Parker to say it. I mean, elite is a different level. I know the Lions can beat the Bears. It's just on the road now. They don't play. They like if they're playing in Chicago and it's one of those iffy seasons, they're gonna be an iffy team. So it's like you don't really know who's gonna show up. I hope he retires. I hope he breaks Barry's record and he retires with us. I think that would be cool. I don't know about the Packers either, but they still got Aaron Rodgers. We'll talk more next week, guys. I'm going to sign off here. I appreciate you guys. Favorite entrance music, I'll end with that. Favorite entrance music is probably The Brood. Gangrel, Edge, and Christian. Pillman and Guerrero. Maybe I'll start doing wrestling streams too. We'll kick it. If you guys want me to do a wrestling stream, let me know. Tweet me, email me, comment on one of these videos, anything. If he gets another 1,000-yard season, he's elite. I don't think he's gonna get 1,000. It's not enough reps for him in this offense. So if he decides to stay, I think that would be great. But The Brood, huge fan of Pillman and Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off here, guys. I gotta go get some work done, but I appreciate you guys talking to me. See you guys next week on Fan Friday. Stay safe out there. Enjoy Halloween. Wear a mask.